Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, Sarah and I are on vacation. She's holding the GoPro right now taking this picture. But I have the DJI Air 2S and we're at the Maryhill Museum on it would be the north side of the Columbia River. The Maryhill Museum is an art museum that was built in the 20s. Sam Hill was the guy's name that built it. He built it for his bride. She said, hey, I'm not going to live out in the middle of nowhere. She moved back home to the Midwest or something like that. So he turned it into an art museum. And there's a lot of interesting art here. Native American art, some Romanian art, and then a number of Rodin sculptures. Had a lot of interesting stuff. If you're interested in art, this is something that you're going to want to see. It's off of Interstate 84 by the Biggs Junction, so anybody in the US or in the western US at least will know what that is. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy off, and it's really windy up here, so we got to see how it goes. But we're just going to kind of give you a look of what this mansion looks like, and of the area of the bridge that we crossed to get to this side of the Columbia River over the bridge over the Columbia and Biggs Junction. It's super windy, so I want to see how this guy will do. We'll find out, and I think we can do it. And then once we're done with this, they built, believe it or not, just a couple miles up the road, a replica of Stonehenge. So I'm hoping that I can get the drone up in the air, and in this same video we'll get some pictures of that too. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, the drone is ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and take off now. So we got a lot of wind. It's definitely blowing the drone around a little bit. Let's go ahead and pick it up here. We're gonna pick it right up, and I am going to just go straight out and over here. And it is really windy, folks. So I'm a little nervous about how the drone's gonna handle it here. But we got no wind warning so far. Let me turn around and you'll see where I'm standing. Okie dokie, so what you're looking at there is the Maryhill Museum. Let's grab some altitude here and you'll be able to take a good look at it. And like I said, they built this as it was built as a mansion. And Sam Hill was the guy that built it. I'm going to throw it in cine mode here. I'm a little too quick there on the sticks. So the guy that built it was a guy by the name of Sam Hill. And believe it or not, he is one of the guys that invented good roads in the United States, asphalt, etc. But this mansion, like I said, he built it for his wife, and she had no use for living out here in the middle of nowhere, and so this is what's left. But it's an amazing museum, and if you get the chance, you should see it. Okay, I'm going to throw it back into normal mode here, and we're going to go reverse out so that you can kind of take a look at where it's built here. That's me picking up the gimbal, and we're backing out over the Columbia River is what we're doing right now. Now, like I said, it feels really windy where I'm at here, and those are vineyards down there below, but the drone, we're not getting any wind warnings, so that's great. So I just kind of want to give you a look at where we're at. So we're going to yaw to the right here, and you're going to see the Columbia River, and off in the distance there you're going to see the bridge over Highway 97, And that is Biggs Junction right there, that's called. And what Biggs Junction is at the intersection of Highway 97 and Interstate 84, and that's pretty much a big truck stop, but it's just kind of a convenient spot. So Highway 97 is a north-south corridor highway, and Interstate 84 is an east-west interstate freeway. And you can see a grain elevator there and a barge down in the river, and there's another barge down here. See if I can get a picture of that. And I don't know, those barges are pretty high in the water, so I don't think they've got anything on them. There's the other one I was telling you about. But anyway, let's continue yawing around here. And right here we're looking pretty much due west, downstream on the mighty Columbia, and we're getting some wind warnings now. So we'll bring this baby back to us. So there we are at the Maryhill Museum. Let's bring this guy back. I am full stick forward, and again we're back in normal mode. It's not liking that wind. I'm dropping some altitude here. We'll lose that wind warning. You know, it's interesting, we're getting the wind warning, but you'd never know it by the way the drone handles. You know, it's we're at 15 meters per second, so the drone doesn't seem to have any problem with it. Okay, let's continue on around the mansion here, and I'm going to grab some altitude while we do it. And then we'll bring this guy in for a landing here, and we'll take you over to something I haven't seen yet, but it's a replica of Stonehenge. So there it is. I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see all of this, and I'm going to move back out over the side here. That way we know we're not over the top of anybody or anything. And let's bring this baby home. And so I'm going to land it, but that's not the end of the video. We're going to go down the road a little ways here, and we're going to see if we can find Stonehenge. And there we are down there. See if I can get it right where I need it to be. A little bit too far. Yeah, it's kicking the gimbal around. I'm going to drop some altitude here. Let's pick that gimbal back up, turn it around. Sorry for that quick yaw, folks. And I'm going to bring it down. I am looking right at the drone now. Man, I'm telling you, it is windy. Okay, we're going to bring it in for a landing here. Let me pick up the camera, get it level. Go right to 0, and what do you say we put it in landing mode now? Okay, I'm going to stop recording, and then we're going to head over to Stonehenge right now. See you in a minute. Hey, okay, so we're at the Stonehenge location, and what it turns out this is a World War I war memorial. I think it was funded by Sam Hill, the same guy that did the Maryhill Museum, and he founded a little town down here that you'll see kind of down below us, and it's just a small little town. But this replica of Stonehenge was built by the returning veterans from World War I, and there's plaques on there honoring a number of the World War I war dead. So pretty interesting stuff. There's a couple of busloads of kids just came down, so we need to avoid them, but I think we can get up and fly this thing. So let's get this bird in the air. Okay, take off on the app. And you can see it's windy. I mean, look at that. That drone is tilted into the wind just as it is. So let's quit messing around. Let's go straight up, and well, I'm going to go forward a little bit first, and then we'll go up, and we'll see how the drone does. Sarah's concerned because I don't know if you can tell it is really windy around here, but let me yaw around so that you can see the Stonehenge right there. And let's drop that camera down. I'm going to get in the shade so I can see my screen a little better. The screen on my phone kind of darkened up, and you can see all those kids, so I think this is a good time to kind of go over the top here. And yeah, I think we're kind of pretty much, I can see where everybody's at there, so we're kind of missing everybody. Let's kind of go right over the top. Well, there's a big bunch of them coming back. We're going to back it off. Yeah, there's too many people in there to do that right now, so I was hoping that I could kind of get around everybody, but let's kind of go around the memorial here. I'm going to put the thing in cine mode so it can go a little slower, a little lower, a little easier to do these circles when you're in cine mode. So this way we're not going over the top of anybody, but you can still see what this is. Pretty interesting, and there's a plaque that either I will have already put up on the screen or I will in a minute, but that'll give you guys a look at it. We're going back in normal mode here, and we're going to back up so you can kind of take a look at where this is at and the parking lot and so forth. And let's turn around here and get you another look at the kind of get your bearings as where we're at with regard to the Columbia. And I think that town down here is the one that they're referring to, that Sam Hill founded, I believe. I don't know that for certain. But there's the Columbia, and look at that, we got a barge going by pushing a, maybe we can go out there a little ways and pick the camera up just a little bit. Let's see if we can zoom in on that guy. And I'm getting a wind warning. We'll bring it back in here, but get you a look at that barge. I'm sure that's a grain barge. I would think it would be empty. And then again, you know, there's lots of railroad traffic on the river here too, and you see that train going the other direction there. Okay, let's zoom back out. And Sarah's very concerned about the drone because she's feeling this wind, but we're getting, the wind warnings are gone, so the drone is handling it just fine. Boy, I'll tell you what, we're just getting a big gust, and that's the bridge that Sarah and I are going to go back across to get back on the Oregon side and get back to, we're headed for Hood River tonight. So let's bring it back around. Man, I'm telling you, even though we're getting no wind warnings with the drone, it's making me nervous too, because it is really windy, folks. Okay, we're bringing her back, and I'm going to go back into cine mode here. Let's see if there's still a bunch of people there. I kind of wanted to get you a direct look down, but there were just too many people there before. There's still quite a few people in there. So we'll stay to this side, and let's move on around. And if you see those trees off to the side there, that's where I'm standing under. Sarah and I are standing under those trees. Yeah, there's too many people in there to get a direct view down into it. But in any case, let me reverse And Sarah's staring right at the drone, my spotter. And that'll give you a look at the farmland here on the edge of the Columbia. And yeah, we'll just bring this guy back in for a landing. In fact, I don't know if we'll get a precision landing, but I did put the landing pad out, so let's just see if it'll do it just for the fun of it. And of course it picks the gimbal up. We'll drop it down as soon as you put it into return to home, and it's going to go up to, gosh, why is it going so high? I didn't have return to home set that high. Anyway, getting a wind warning, but it'll be coming down here. And it's going to be pretty darn close. I can tell by looking at it. Well, maybe it overshot it a little bit here. Yeah, I don't know where it's going. Oh, there it is. Okay, that was the gimbal. So it's coming right down. It looks like it's going to be right on top of the landing pad. So I'll really, there's not, where it's at, even if it's a little bit off of the pad, there's nothing that's going to hurt it. It'd be a little dusty, but other than that. So we'll just let it come down. It looks like it's finding the pad. Crosshairs are right on it. Crosshairs are right on the pad. It looks like it's going to hit it perfectly, or pretty darn close. And I'm telling you, it is so windy. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I'm going to show you Sarah's hair here for a second. You can see Sarah's hair blowing around in the wind and losing her glasses too. And the drone is on the ground. We missed it while we were looking at the wind blowing. But anyway, it's almost on the pad. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, this was a lot of fun, and it's really windy here, and this drone handled it just fine. I had a couple of wind warnings when I was way out over the Columbia River there, but other than that, I mean, we had some big wind gusts, and we didn't get any wind warnings, and the drone handled perfectly. You would never have known it, so that was good. But I hope you enjoyed this. Got a look at the Maryhill Museum and saw everything up there, and I hope you enjoyed that. And you also got a look at Stonehenge down here. I'm gonna look up some information. It might be Wikipedia, but I'll put links below in the description if you want to investigate this stuff a little further. And you know, if you're ever out this area, I can recommend this as a couple of places to stop. And the views are just amazing. In fact, I'll have Sarah pan around here with the GoPro and get her to show you what we're looking at, where we're standing right here. So, so it's phenomenal. And so if you want to come up and visit, then I can recommend it. We're having a good time. So I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford. You can see the wind is blowing. Ow, that hurt. Jeez. Okay, we're going to fold these up. I mean, that hurt. Holy cow, I'm bleeding. Look at that. Okay. Bleeding from the props spinning in the wind, so you can tell how much wind there is. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hopefully there won't be a lot of blood next time. But most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course we'll see you on the next one. The DJI Air 2S, got a little blood on it. We'll clean that off. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.